My daughter's teacher gave her detention for saying the Earth is 4.5 billion years old. Her response made the superintendent drive to our school at 7 a.m. I've always taught my daughter Eliza to question everything, research thoroughly, and speak up when she knows she's right. At 14, she's already decided she wants to be a paleontologist and spends weekends volunteering at our local natural history museum. So when she came home with detention for disruptive behavior in science class, I was shocked. Eliza isn't a troublemaker. What happened? I asked as she threw her backpack down. Mr. Peterson said the Earth is 6,000 years old, she replied, eyes blazing. When I raised my hand and said scientific evidence shows it's 4.5 billion years old, he said I was being disrespectful of alternative perspectives. I stared at her detention slip. The reason listed: challenging teachers' authority and dismissing religious viewpoints. This was a public school science class, not a religious studies course. When I called the principal, she sighed deeply before explaining that Mr. Peterson was highly regarded and had been teaching there for 20 years. She suggested Eliza could write an apology to resolve the situation. Apologize for stating a scientific fact, I asked. Science is filled with theories that change over time, she replied dismissively. Mr. Peterson encourages students to consider all possibilities. That night, Eliza couldn't sleep. I am not writing an apology for being right, she said. The other kids think I am stupid now. Aiden asked if I also believe in dinosaurs. Instead of an apology, Eliza spent 3 hours creating a presentation with detailed scientific evidence for the Earth's age, radiometric dating, fossil records, geological formations, even quotes from religious scientists who accept the evidence. I am going to serve my detention, she told me, but I am not backing down. The next morning I drove her to school early, expecting to drop her off for detention. Instead, we found Mr. Peterson standing with the principal outside the main entrance, looking uncomfortable. Next to them was a woman I didn't recognize. Miss Harmon, the principal said nervously. This is Dr. Collins, our district superintendent. Dr. Collins extended her hand. I received some interesting emails last night, she said. One from a science teacher at the university who volunteers at the Natural History Museum, one from the education director at NASA's outreach program, and one from the head of curriculum for the state education department. My daughter blushed. She had apparently emailed her contacts from the museum after creating her presentation. They were all very concerned about what happened in Mr. Peterson's class yesterday, Dr. Collins continued. As was I when I read the detention slip. She turned to Eliza. I understand you've prepared something for the next 15 minutes. My shy daughter presented her research on the school steps. Dr. Collins nodded throughout, occasionally asking scientific questions that Eliza answered confidently. When she finished, Dr. Collins spoke directly to Mr. Peterson. In science class, we teach science. The age of the Earth isn't a matter of perspective. It's a matter of evidence. Religious interpretations belong in comparative religion courses, which we also value in our curriculum. She turned to Eliza. Your detention is canceled. In fact, I'd like you to present this to the school board next week as part of our science curriculum review. Mr. Peterson started to protest, but Dr. Collins cut him off, and Mr. Peterson will be attending a professional development workshop on separating personal beliefs from scientific curriculum that afternoon. Eliza received an email from Dr. Collins with information about a summer internship at the university geology department, normally only available to high school seniors. Sometimes standing up for facts isn't just about being right, Eliza told me that night. It's about making sure everyone has access to the truth. The school board meeting is tomorrow. Eliza isn't nervous anymore. She knows that in science, evidence speaks louder than authority, especially when you have the superintendent on your side.